Hi, I'm Pete Heslop. Welcome back to Laravel for the rest of us. If you own a digital product, manage a website, or run a technical team, then you would likely have heard the phrase open source. But there is a chance you're not fully sure what this actually means, how it affects your business, or the risks and benefits that come with it. And today, I want to unpack exactly what open source advantage looks like when you're choosing a framework, shipping features, or working with a development team. I want to walk you through what it really means to lean into open source, how agencies like ours tap into the advantage, and the 3 big areas you should focus on. First, what do I mean by the open source advantage? At one level, it simply means source code that is freely available. But the advantage runs much deeper than that. Using open source software reduces licensing fees, avoids vendor lock-in, and gives you the ability to inspect and adapt the code wherever you need. Open source thrives because of communities. Bugs get fixed, features get added, and you're not relying on a simple company to decide exactly what you can and cannot do. With open source, you can see under the hood. That matters for security, compliance, and long-term maintenance, especially in the world of PCI, e-commerce, and Laravel. Laravel's MIT license added another layer to this advantage. You can use it, extend it, and build commercial products on top of it without ever needing to open source your own code. You avoid licensing fees, vendor lock-in, and any dependency on a single company's roadmap. You are choosing a foundation that is not going to disappear because a business shuts down or changes direction. In our work at Steadfast Collective, you see this advantage everywhere. Fusion Online needed a real-time chat, live Q&A, global payments, and video integration. With Laravel's open source base, we spent our energy on that conferencing experience rather than rebuilding basic infrastructure from scratch. And to understand open source more clearly, it's worth stepping outside of the Laravel world for just a moment. If you have ever used Google Chrome, Firefox, or even parts of Safari, then you've definitely used open source. The engines behind these browsers are maintained by global communities, not locked inside a single community. If you've ever uploaded a photo, viewed a video, or used a map online, you would have touched an open source library without even realizing it. Image processing, video compression, GPS, and even the fonts you see on the screens rely on open source projects. Your phone runs on open source. Android is built on the Linux kernel, and Apple devices often depend on different open source components deep inside to keep things fast, stable, and secure. And most of the internet relies on open source in some way or another. Web servers, programming languages like PHP, and even the security protocols that protect your payment details all come from open source communities. In short, if open source stopped tomorrow, huge parts of the internet would simply stop working. So, when we talk about Laravel being open source, this isn't a quirky developer preference. This is a part of a much larger pattern. The most stable, secure, widely used technology in the world is built in this way. Before we wrap up, it is helpful to compare a few of the most commonly used open source licenses because the license determines what you can do with that license. MIT, which Laravel uses, is highly permissive. You can use it in commercial products, adapt it, and keep your own code private. There's no licensing fees and no restrictions on how you sell or use your product. Apache 2.0 is also permissive and very similar to MIT, but it does include a few extra protections around patents. For most businesses, it feels exactly the same as MIT. GPL takes a slightly different approach. It works on a principle called copy left. If you modify GPL licensed software and distribute those modifications, you are required to open source those changes. This is powerful for open communities, but it does mean you need to understand how and why you should or should not be using GPL software inside a commercial product. Using GPL tools around your product is usually fine, but modifying core GPL software, shipping it commercially, does require a little bit more thinking. For clarity, Laravel is MIT, which is one of the reasons it is such a strong and low-risk choice for business owners. Once you zoom out, the open source advantage becomes clear. It reduces your risk, it increases your flexibility, and gives your team a faster path to shipping features. And it gives full visibility on the foundations your business depends on. When you choose a framework like Laravel, you're choosing stability, transparency, and long-term confidence. A framework that is battle-tested, community-supported, and widely trusted by companies of every size. And that is the real open source advantage. If you're in the Laravel ecosystem, but not a developer yourself, you should grab a copy of the Laravel for the rest of us, and I'll see you next time in another video.